Hello everyone, happy Monday. Owen Jennings here, spiritual guide with the energies of the week from today until Sunday the 10th of December. How are you? I hope that you're all doing well and not too affected by some of the crazy weather we've been seeing in the UK and wherever else you are. So I hope you're all doing well, and maybe you're looking forward to the holiday season, or maybe you're feeling a bit apprehensive about it. And if that is the case, please make sure that you're taking great care of yourself, okay? Because you are the most important person in your life. Right, so this week, in theory, is a less intense week energetically. A little bit of a reset, maybe, a little bit of a, well, it's not really a pause, but that's not quite as intense, but we are leading up to more intense energies next week. There's a new moon next week, there's the 12/12 portal, and Mercury goes retrograde next week as well. So as far as Mercury retrograde is concerned, we're in the shadow phase of that now. So even though things are a bit calmer this week, you may still find old patterns and old stories coming back up to be dealt with. Some of you may be having some crazy dreams. This is you trying to work through things that still need to be sorted out, if that's the case, if that's what's happening with you. As we are coming up to a powerful portal, again, you may find that your intuition is stronger, that you're sensing the energy of people more easily, and maybe just the energy of certain situations. So, but on the whole, not too much going on, she says. And it feels like it could be a good week for some new ideas and inspiration, and just kind of getting on with life a little bit. So that would be nice. It'd be nice if it's calm. And just before I go into the channeled energies, just letting you know that I have my offer on for readings at the moment. So as the winter solstice is coming up in December, and I ran these for the summer solstice, they are like 6-month kind of forecasts as to what energies are going to be available to you or over the 6 months going forward. So that will take you up to the summer solstice, more or less. And if you're interested, please do take advantage of the offer. I'm running it through December, so you need to pay and book in December, although you could have your reading in January if you would like. Okay, right, so let's get into the channeled energies for you. Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here again today. We hope that you are all well. So yes, as Owen's already said, this week's slightly less crazy in your world, as the planets are not really doing anything too much at the moment. Some are starting to turn direct. So in theory, things will be slightly easier this week, although you are in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, and it may well be that you're still finding old patterns and old stories are coming up to be reviewed and looked at in this time. So you may have a bit of reflection. You might be feeling in a bit of a reflective mood this week. Maybe considering making some changes, or maybe you're just feeling like you want to have some alone time and just be with your reflections. You may well be reviewing things. It's a good time of year to be doing that, of course. But there is also a lovely energy around which is quite inspirational. You may receive some new ideas for different projects in your business or in your career. You may suddenly feel like you're being guided to find out more about your soul's pathway. A lot of you are really tuning into your intuition now, which is great, and you are receiving the benefits of that because your guides and angels are starting to really want to connect with you. So you may find this week's quite spiritual, actually, that you may get some insights and some ideas about what your next steps could be, and what those next steps would be, and in your best interest, how they can be in your best interests. Okay. So that's very positive. There's a feeling as well of, realizing that everything is connected. And we know you know this, but feels quite strong this week. So it may well be that you're looking at things from a slightly different perspective as well. Maybe seeing the shadow side of a situation, maybe even embracing your own shadow and accepting yourself, for all of you. And you should do that because you are perfect just as you are, all right? So there's some of that energy coming in, but it's a nice, creative, positive, almost new start type energy. And then with that, we have this energy, this like queen energy actually. And she's quite calm, which is great. Okay. So she feels as if she's looking at everything, maybe slightly from the outside. So maybe this fits in with the reflection piece. She's looking at things from the outside and she's seeing what needs to be fixed or what needs to be changed, or maybe she's just going, oh, everything is looking good. But she's doing it in a very objective way. So if you can bring this energy into your week this week, this would be great. If you can be a bit more objective, because when things are going on in your own life, you can, of course, feel you're in it. So you're very subjective about it and very emotional. But if you can take a bit of a step back and put your crown on and imagine you're surveying your kingdom, what is it that maybe needs a tweak or a change, or are you happy with the way things are? And it's almost like a colder energy, a less emotional energy. We're not saying you're cold and cut off, but it's just maybe a bit more logical for some of you this week. Of course, you can bring empathy into it and you can bring your intuition into it, but it's about staying in your own lane as well. It's about owning what you have, owning what you've achieved this year, because a lot of you have achieved a lot more than some of you feel you've achieved. You've come such a long way this year. It's been a difficult year for many of you with lots of changes. And you've navigated them really well. So now it's time to take stock. And this really does fit in because this energy is coming in sort of more towards the end of the week. And, new moon next week, 12/12 portal. It's sort of getting you ready to be grateful, to be accepting of where you are, to the image we're getting is like you're surveying your land. You're not surveying your land, of course, but you're surveying your life, in a sort of way that's a little bit apart from it, but that's purely so you can see the bigger picture, maybe, because some of you are feeling like you haven't achieved much this year, but actually you've achieved a lot, and you've changed in so many ways, and you're so much more intuitive, so much more in tune with your life's purpose, your life's rhythm. And maybe this is also the reason why some of you may be called this week to look at your soul purpose. What's next? If you don't know what your soul purpose is yet, we feel you may get some real clarity about that this week. So we wish you well, and we will be back here again next week. So hope that made sense. I think they were talking about Queen energy. Yeah, the feeling I got when I was channeling there is it's quite a peaceful energy. I'm not saying that there's still things obviously we're working on, we're healing, but it's peaceful. It's like we're going, okay, this is next. And because the planets aren't being too crazy this week, I think we're being left a little bit to reflect and the other feeling I was getting was a lot of us are going to get a lot of clarity this week, which would be very nice. So, as I said at the beginning, if you're interested in having your winter solstice reading, then please do book in. I'll put some details above the video or below the video, wherever the information goes. And the £60 for a 6-month forecast based on the energies that could be available to you next year. And it will cover up to the summer solstice. And there's no caveat really, you just need to book in December. If you don't want your reading in December, you can have it in January. All right, so take care. Lots of love to you all, and we'll be back. I'll be back next week. Bye for now.